Thanks for being patient, Randy. We're just going to give it a few more minutes and then we'll start up.
You're welcome. I might hop off, depends on when my husband gets home, because he'll take over the kids while I completely do everything else.
Okay, that's fine. So whose team are you on?
I'm on Sherry Shaw's, so in the Diamond Tribe.
Okay, sweet.
So I'm basically like taking advantage of any Zoom trainings I can hop on just to try to help me out and my team.
Love it, love it. So Diamond Tribe, that's Jackie Deering?
Yes, Jackie Deering. Sherry Shaw, she's under Hustle Hard, but when I first joined the business, she told us to go towards the Diamond Tribe.
Okay, cool. So I got this idea actually from Caitlin Reddick. So it's very similar to her PowerPoint that she had, but we just changed around a little bit for how we do things for our team. So
okay,
yeah, some way makers they are for sure. You're on a great team.
Oh, definitely.
Hey,
Hi. How are ya?
doing well, dear. Can I get a favor of you?
What do you want?
Would you help me admit people as we're going through?
Yeah, I got you.
Sweet. I do believe that bumped you to co-host.
Okay, it doesn't say anything on my screen. Nope, I think I'm good. Oh,
yeah. Thanks, sis. I know a couple people were getting on a little bit later. So I do want to get started though because Pam Souter, Cammie is going to be on Joel and Stephanie Dunn's Zoom at 8. So I'm hoping I can like razzle dazzle this thing a little bit quicker tonight, which is always good. So I'm going to record this to my computer too.
No, you say no. Underwear. No, maybe mushroom. It was a Spanish shit. I'm so.
All right, so I'm super excited to do our master class tonight. And if you have not yet downloaded the board that we're going to be utilizing in the It Works Better Together page, as well as the CEO Ambassadors, you can go in there and grab the link for tonight's board. So you're all up to date. We did make a few changes from the last time that we did this and just some good revamps. So let me pull up the PowerPoint and get started with you guys and just share a little bit about me as well. So if you have not heard my story before, I've been in the business almost 6 years. In July, it'll be 6 years I've been in the business. I promoted to the rank of diamond in my first year, and then just recently took my business completely full-time, leaving doing hair and makeup full-time to pursue this from what happened in our world. And I'm really, really thankful that we had this vehicle. And I share that to say like what my business looked like almost 6 years ago is totally different than what it looks like now, but you never know what's going to happen in someone's life. I didn't intend for this to be I mean, I had a goal for this to be my plan A, but I never intended for that to be like a real thing. I always wanted to do both. And when life happened, I had this business to still be able to put food in my fridge, pay for our bills, and not get behind when things were crazy. So I love that we can make cash daily, weekly, and monthly. The sampling program we have really made such a difference for me in my life over this last summer and last spring. And then recently we took my husband's account, my 2.0 account, to Ruby this past month, and he's going Emerald and Diamond this month on that account. And it's just amazing the momentum that we've got in this business. I homeschool my daughter full time, and I am going to be starting back up doing freelancing part time, but now I get that option. Whereas before it was like serving behind the chair full time all the time, serving, and really kind of giving myself that bare bones. But just goes to show you, I work this business working 40, 60 hours a week in my full-time career and still built my business to Diamond. And now here I am building even more substantially than that with all of the goodness that we have our hands on. So I'm going to talk to you all tonight about how to write your story, how to talk to potentials, how to start incorporating that for yourself. And let's see, I always like forget where the button is on here to start the presentation. Okay, so a good rule of thumb, if you're not familiar with how to write your story, is talking about your past, your present, and your future. So taking a life post is talking about the business, incorporating yourself, incorporating things about you so that you can be sharing the business opportunity, but as well, people can get a slice of who you are. In the book Girl Code that I'm reading, she talks about how there can be hundreds and thousands of women doing what you do in the same field that you do it, but they're not you. And you are always going to be that special piece. And truly, people are joining this business for you. They could join and buy products from anybody, but why is it that you signed up with the person you signed up with? And for me, that's a really great perspective of what was that person doing? How were they showing up that inspired me to take that step forward as well? And with sharing your story, you get that same go ahead that now you're going to take that piece and start breaking it out in branches for yourself too. So coming up with why you started in the business in the first place, maybe some objections that you had prior to getting started, and talking about all of those things, like utilizing your social media as a blog for sharing the business opportunity, but not coming across spammy. And what I love about posting into your stories and on your page about why you got started, why you're doing what you do, your vision. People are going to follow along with you with your vision, but it's giving your potentials potential. I mean, somebody that you could be talking to just from host to post, that you talk to about the cleanse, now they're seeing your post about why you got started in your business, that, you know, grocery money is so beneficial for you, or how you're taking sample cash and paying for dinner that night. Those little things, they're like, wow, I could see myself doing more than just using this cleanse, right? It's giving the people that you're talking to more perspective to see themselves doing the same thing with you. So you can take a screenshot of this. You can take a few moments to do this for yourself now while we're going through it. But I did want to kind of make this a little bit shorter and take time for you to really elaborate on this. I don't want this to be rushed for you because I want you to utilize this every single week. So, what did life look like before you got started in your business? Who are you, and what made you say yes? What made you go for it? You've got your own story for that. And then what do you plan to accomplish with this opportunity? And you can list multiple things. And why I'm encouraging you to list all of the things that come to mind when you answer these questions is because keeping that original spin for you is going to allow you to have talking points of who you are, what drives you, what your passions are, besides just one cut and dry post that you repeat over and over and over again. Yes, we're repetitive, but it's giving you talking points to branch out on and to touch people in all kinds of different avenues and ways. Another thing is, what is your goal? people who are at the top of our company didn't just start talking about the business opportunity and how it's going to benefit them when they were making large amounts of money. They started talking about that beforehand. So what's this business going to do for you? Big things and small things. Give yourself that short-term goal. What are you going for this month? In the month of April, are you going for that emerald rank up bonus? Are you going for the diamond, double, triple diamond rank up bonuses? Are you working to help new people earn the emerald, diamond, double, and beyond rank up bonuses? What is your goal this month? And then talk about what that's going to do for you, for your family, the people around you. And that's that vision casting. And I know it can be very weird talking about your goals, because it's that thing that you're kind of a little bit afraid of and excited for, but a little bit afraid of too. And then you're like putting it out there for everybody else to see something that you're kind of afraid of, right? It can be nerve-wracking. But the thing is, it's not gonna, like, fear is just inevitable. So tell yourself that it's just excitement, and don't let your ego stop you to think, oh, well, if I shout this out and all these things like the what ifs, don't let it hold you back. Imagine it's just like your space to touch at least one person, right? And invite them in. And the more you do speak out about your goals, it's not that that fear doesn't arise, but you start creating new routines for yourself that you keep going, continue sharing it anyways. You do it anyways. And then what makes you passionate? What are things that drive you? How are you planning and intending and committing to growing yourself while you're in this business? Are you wanting to grow in the way that you honor your mindset, the way you honor your finances? Are you wanting to grow in the way that you communicate to others? Are you wanting to grow in the way that you show up on social media and getting more comfortable and confident on the platform? Are you wanting to grow in your health, in your results, in your physique, and doing physical activity? Like, where are you aiming to grow and be a better person? And what makes you passionate? Because something that I have found has been a tried and true way to embody a sense of energy and positivity that goes out into my business and then also comes back full circle is talking about the areas that I want to grow. When we talk about self-development and the things that you're doing to grow your belief, grow your confidence in yourself, grow your skills, and learn, talk about those things that you overcome and that you read in your self-development books, right? If you're looking at someone's post and you're like, wow, they sound so inspired. They sound like they're so excited, and that the things that they write, oh my gosh, how can they write these like elaborate things, you know? And a lot of the times, it's not that you can't do that too. It's that you can take that same self-development that you're already pouring yourself into and then share that throughout the ways that you're showing up. So for an example, say you have an objection with yourself about, like, I used to hold myself back for going for goals because I was afraid I wouldn't achieve them. But you're reading a book or listening to a podcast that maybe speaks on belief, determination, consistency, showing up for your own self, right? Being a CEO. And those are things that you can learn from through that self-development. And then you can apply that into your posting, into the content that you're putting out. So people can see where you're going. People want to join people who have vision, excitement, and know where they're going. And the 4 things that are key in our business, you know, we have our KPIs, we have our daily checklist, our must-dos, right, that integrate business for us on social media. And those 4 things come down to posting to our page and to our stories, adding new friends to our network. A lot of us utilize host to post for growing our network, but there's so many different ways to do that as well. On Instagram, growing your following through tags and places, similar accounts and interests. So that's growing your network, connecting with people, making connections with people. A lot of the times we're doing that through host to post too, but you can be doing that through the people who view your stories. You can be doing that through reaching out to people who are on your friends list already, seeing the content you're putting up. So number 3, messaging, and number 4, following up. Okay, so the 4 cores that I like to call, what I was trained on in this business, are the key to creating momentum with these systems. So very similar, that you will get what you focus on. If you reflect back and you find yourself that you're posting lots about the product, I bet there's a lot of things going on in your inbox related to the products that you're talking about in your posts, in your stories, the reach outs that you're making, the follow ups, right? They're probably centered around a common theme. So when you start incorporating that bonus step of sharing your story, showing up in your stories and your post talking about your vision, where you're going, your goals, and offering this business opportunity to others, that is what you're going to start seeing back. And drop me a 1 in the chat if you have been growing your business and at some point in time you thought to yourself, dang, I'm putting in this work and I'm not quite seeing the results yet. And then boom, you see all of the flow from your hard work flow in from actions and intentions that maybe you did a week ago, 2 weeks ago, a month ago. And you can like drop me a 1 if you know how it flows, right? So please do not count yourself out that the systems of showing up, sharing your story, offering the business don't work. Give yourself the time to build that ball of momentum up to see the results for it, and incorporate that into your daily intention of connecting with people. And that's what we're going to talk about after we talk about writing our story. But I want you to take time. If you do this now, that's okay, or you can do it after. But take the story that you wrote to yourself about why you got started in the business, where you're going, your goals, what makes you passionate, how you're going to be growing, and make posts out of those. Take one little nugget from that list in detail that you wrote out, and go make a post for yourself on Facebook and your Instagram. I suggest going ahead and plotting this out into the notes section of your phone so you can use it later, you can recycle it. But then also, once you're done writing that out, you can take that same context, go over to your Instagram stories, pull up your stories and go add a photo of yourself. You can go add a fun background. And in the text section, you can drop the first paragraph that you wrote, the first few sentences, save that image that you've made, and then take the next blurb in that story that you've written out, make another image. And then maybe at that point, you've got 4 or 5 images that you've collected together with the same content that you just wrote out for the day for your post. And now you've got content on the same topic, but it's on your post and it's on your stories. And just to give you an example, let me stop this share. Oh, I don't know if it's going to exit me out of this. Can y'all see my phone if I was to like show it up to you right here? Or is it way too far away?
I can see it, but when it comes to words, maybe not.
Okay, that's fine. No worries. So what happens when I go into Instagram? And by the way, if you have the board, inside the board, I've already made some templates that you can utilize. You can utilize these in here. There's one that has a blank on it. And you can take that blank piece where it's like, why did you get started in your business? And you can utilize that and add in why you got started. And then as well, like our team is expanding, we're growing to the top, we want you to come along with us. You can utilize that for yourself. But just to show you, I can go in to my albums. Let's see. And I have a section that says story slides for the business opportunity. And I have little blurbs and sections. Oh, okay, so you can see, oh gosh, I don't know what I did there. So you can see here how I've taken those paragraphs and I've just split them up into images on my Instagram stories and made these slides out. But I've got so many sections of these saved in my camera roll from doing this same activity. So over time, you're going to be building up these story slides, and it's going to be like 2 seconds to be able to put up authentic content that you have made yourself. Okay, and then at the end of your post, to keep things compliant, make sure that you're adding the income disclosure statement as well in the boards. There's an income disclosure statement picture that you can utilize in your post and on your story slides. And at the end of it, do a call to action, whether that is on the post on your page that says, text me, and you put your phone number, text me VIP opportunity for more information, message me here on Facebook for more info. On your story slides, you can put swipe up and send me income opportunity. Do a call to action so that when someone wants to reach out to you, they know exactly what they need to do for that. But I know for me, a lot of the times people aren't directly messaging me, hey, give me more information about the business. I am looking at the people who viewed my stories from the day before or in the evening. I'm looking at the people who viewed my stories in the morning. And if I'm posting a section about me sharing my story, why I'm doing this business, and it's 5 slides long, and they watched all 5 slides, they read them. I can see that they watched it. It's like you owning a store and you can see everybody who walks in your store. What if the person you walk in the store never said anything to you? And you just walked in, they just let you walk right on out. You get the opportunity because you can view those people, send them a message. Hey, I noticed that you follow along on my post. Would you like more information about what I do? And that's simply how I keep it. Or I will go into some examples that I'm going to share with you in just a moment. And these are also in your app. But I want you to think about how when you got started in this business, you probably never saw yourself doing something like this. Until the opportunity was presented to you, this may have not been in your radar. I know for me it wasn't. When I thought about doing businesses like this, I thought about my mom going to Tupperware parties and jewelry parties, and ladies like pulled out the totes. I didn't know that like people sold really cool products on social media. Like I didn't know they did that kind of stuff. And I did not know that I could do that until someone said, hey, you could have the opportunity to make income and use our awesome products. And I'm like, okay, tell me more. And I guarantee you, you are probably in a similar situation. If you were someone who reached out to somebody, well, that's just more confirmation that you need to keep posting. But if someone reached out to you and put the opportunity in front of you, it's like, why not put that in front of others? You never know who's like, yeah, actually, I would love to hear more about it. I was waiting for you to ask me. Or the worst feeling though too is when you see someone who you're like, man, I really should ask her to do the business. I think she'd be great, but oh, I don't want to come off too pushy, you know? And then you find out that someone else reached out to them and they signed up. And you're like, what? You got started in the business? Didn't you know that I did this? And they're like, you didn't ask me, you know? So your job is not to judge who needs this. Everyone needs extra income. Everyone needs a bomb community. Everyone needs a vibe where they're growing their mindset, growing their belief, growing their faith of themselves, and growing the things that they're able to do. Who doesn't want that? And it's not up to you to determine if they're going to say yes or no. Like that's not up to you. It's up to you just to share. And 9 times out of 10, people go through a life change every 6 months. So say you pop that question with them that's like, would you benefit from making extra income? They're like, girl, I'm so busy. Not right now, but thank you for sharing that with me. I'll go in and be like, you know what? Think about it. I think you'd be great. And I appreciate you being honest with me that you're busy, but life doesn't slow down, but keep me in mind because I think you'd be great. Their life's going to change in some way, shape, or form. And because I told them they could count themselves in, they're going to be like, all right, Maddie said I count myself in. So I just need to go for that thing that she planted in my head that I could do because now I need extra income, right? So count everyone in, put a seat for everyone at your table. And if you think to yourself, well, how do I lead people? How do I do that? You can enroll customers, you can get on a training, you can share your story. Why can you not teach someone else? I mean, it's very simple. I think a lot of the times we get in our own way about, well, what if someone, what if, just let it flow and offer. Just let it flow and offer. And I will add as well, the scripts that are in this board for you guys, they are fairly basic. So still feel free to add your own personal flair to these and utilize them as much as you can. Because again, you never know who needs this and they won't know unless you ask them. Your potential customers are great people to talk to about the business. The people who do host a post for you are great people to talk about the business. Anyone who's a friend on your Facebook or following you on Instagram needs to know that this is an option for them. Truly, it's not up to you if they say yes or no. So I encourage you to stay super neutral. Like don't bear that weight on yourself and psych yourself. in a weird way when it's super neutral that I'm thankful someone offered me, and you, I'm sure, feel the same exact way. So the outlets that you can share and connect with people. I'm going to go through these again. It's host a post, the people who put up posts for you on your host a post giveaways, whatever you do with your team. Hey, thanks so much for putting up that post for me. Would you benefit from making extra income? I think you would be great at what I do. Can I send you some more information? And you're opening the question for them to see themselves. Again, they just made a post for your business. They can post too. They have a network to utilize this. Now we're getting out and about. COVID regulations are starting to open things back up, and people are starting to gather more and more on smaller bases. We are going to go back to an open society. And when you're passing people in the stores, we've got amazing gear. When you're at different recitals, lessons for your kiddos, maybe you see some parents at the school, different functions that you gather with your friends, bring up your opportunity to network with people and meet new connections when you're out and about. And then I'm going to walk through just fairly simply what this Boards app is going to be offering you to utilize this. If you've never used the Boards app before, my best advice for getting comfortable with how it flows is open up a clean notes section in your phone and just paste things out and see what they look like, see how they sound for you. And if you want to edit these and make your own, you just create a new board and you can set up your own folders and buttons. So the very first one that's up here is a video from our masterclass that we did 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago when we did a masterclass, there is a recorded video in here. The first one says message to ask, and it's got 2 options on ways to share the business. And this is the one that I like to use. Hey, just curious, would you at all benefit from making more money? I've got a couple spots open on my team right now, and we earn daily cash, commissions, and weekly bonuses. Not sure if you follow my post, but this has given me the opportunity to work from my phone at home, being at home with my daughter, to homeschool her and replace my income from being a full-time stylist. So that's just a little touch about me. You can feel free to edit that and add a touch about you. And then I go into, this is something you could do from your phone on social media in the pockets of time. Can I send you some details on that? There's another one here that's shorter that just says, hey, quick question, would you at all benefit from making more money on the side? I think you would be amazing, and I can send some more information to see if it's a good fit for you. So again, there is no perfect message. I don't want you to think that I've got some magical thing that I say that you also couldn't come up with on your own. You could absolutely come up with your own things. These are just examples of conversation openers that have worked well for us. And Amanda has an example in here as well. So you've got 2 things to flow off of, and then one that says commented on an opportunity post. So when you put up those opportunity posts and someone comments, or maybe you're utilizing the opportunity host a post, there's a message in here as well that you can go to that says, thanks for commenting my post. I'm excited to connect with you. Are you looking for full-time, part-time, or just some extra cash on the side? Again, just a conversation opener. And when people are watching my story slides, I will go in with that same prompting. Thanks for watching my story slides about the business that I'm in. Would you benefit from a full-time income, a part-time income, or just some extra cash on the side? It's that assumption that everybody wants to have extra income. It's just a natural assumption that helps me have that leading into the conversation, not, again, judging anyone on whether or not they're going to want to have this or not. And then there's one that says message after host to post. We talked about what that is. Thanks for putting up that post for me. I think you do great at what I do. Just another conversation opener. And then you've got the information about how we share the business, how much it costs to join, and we go through that too. And in the next slide over, you're going to want to take a picture if you can, so that you can see kind of how it flows out and you know which order to add these in as well. And then there's a pre-sale part in here. So before we talk about this next task, there's a pre-sale option here. Before the business, we had a physical kit that arrived. Now we have a kit that's digital. People can literally start making money in their business on the first 5 minutes that they get started, they have access to that. So I find that if someone doesn't have the funds to get started, even if they'll have funds in a week from now, I still offer the option for them to go ahead and do a pre-launch and start talking to people about their Skinny Brew samplers and their Sleepy Time tea samplers to go ahead and start creating business. They're already having conversations, getting some posts up about those products to pre-sell. And if they sell them before they had that date in mind, then they can go ahead and get started in advance. But regardless, they're already building potentials, having conversations, and earning income too. So I like using pre-selling, and there is a link in here too for pre-sell if that's an avenue you'd like to go on. But a task that you can put down on your daily task list is messaging the people who posted for you in the past for host to post. So if you keep like a category in your save section, or you go through your timeline and tagging review, go through and connect with people that maybe you didn't offer the business to before because you didn't think of it like that. Now you have a way to bring that up with them. And what I find is it's more simpler to the mind to go from talking about the business opportunity to then talking about the products as a customer, than going from, I want to be a customer, but I don't have the money. And then, oh, you don't have the money, but here's join my team. Like, I just find it can go both ways. It really can. So you can give yourself that go ahead too, that you can open up the conversation about the business. And if they don't want to be a business rep, they can still try the products with you. Randy, did you have a question?
Yes, ma'am, I
Raise your
did.
hand.
Yeah.
Okay.
My question is, when you respond to a message saying that they want to be entered into the giveaway, and you send them the information for it, and then they just leave you unread and they don't do it, how long until you message them again to see if they got your message, or just basically a follow-up message?
Typically, like, if I'm right there on my phone, I'm like aware that I've sent that message and they just left me, 10 minutes, send them another message. Hey, does that make sense?
Okay.
Does that make sense? If a little bit's gone by and you go back through and they haven't gone back to another, hey, just want to check in, did all that make sense? Just to kind of prompt that up again. But yeah, I assume that everybody gets super busy and had my message typed out and they didn't send it and they got tied up with something.
Right.
So just like that check-in again to pop that notification back up. Yeah, that's a really good question. All right, so here's this. Now, give me a thumbs up if my face is not in the way of this. Like, can y'all take a picture of this if you need to? Or am I in the way? Good. Okay, so this is the flow of sharing the business with someone, what it is that we do, how much it costs to get started, in a really simple way. And if you've got any questions about this, feel free to ask them, but I'm just going to kind of read through it just very quickly. It says, I'm a brand ambassador for an online wellness and beauty company. I share information about our products that I love and help people find the ones that are right for them and set up accounts online. We do not have to carry inventory or have a mandatory order requirement. Does this sound like something you could see yourself doing? So really simple. Now, if you wanted to add some special things in here, like you can look at my page and see how I post on social media, like you can add little touches in here. But typically that's enough information for people. I find a confused mind will always say no. So I like to keep things really simple on that. And then I'll go into, these are some of the products that we offer, and send them that photo and ask if this is something they could see themselves doing. And then going right into, so it really is that simple. We share information, talk to people, and set up their online accounts. And we have new brand rep training each. We have a new brand rep training that is every single Wednesday. And if there's something that your team is incorporating already for new reps, or if you want to start doing a new distributor training each week for your team, that's something that you can incorporate. And then we have a guided system for step-by-step on how to make money daily, weekly, and grow your business and your social accounts that you already have. So I don't want someone assuming they have to make a new platform or grow a business account or anything like that. Being yourself, you have so much help and support while you're growing. You are never alone, even though you are working for yourself and being your own boss. So I added this little last touch in here because something that I'm really embodying and I see it passing down through my team is giving people the baton of an owner, not just someone who's signing up in your business. Now they are an owner of their own business. They're their own boss. So I want people to know that right away. So they're not thinking like I'm their boss. You know, I'm just here to help encourage and give them tools and resources just like you, but they are their own CEO and they're never alone being their own boss. And then ending it with a question. Do you have any other questions or are you ready to jump in? Typically like, yeah, I'm ready to get going. Let's do it now. Awesome. I'm excited to work with you. It used to be $199 to start, but right now it's just $99. And that includes your sampler products, 140 retail value, your links, your website, access to our company's training, and the license to sell for a full year. And then again, ending that with a question. Are you ready to invest that into your launch and get started today? They will let you know right then. They need to wait a week if they don't have it right now, and or if they're ready to sign up and get going right away. And then from there, you can pick your next prompting. Let's go ahead and get you signed up. Or if you don't have the funds right now, we can go ahead and do a pre-launch for you with selling your samples in advance. And then an extended action for you going into this is logging your potentials and the conversations that you have each week. Every day as well. Are you doing that through the Connect app resources? Are you doing that in your phone, taking screenshots of your conversations? Are you logging them in a planner? It's very helpful to go ahead and put down the people that you're having conversations with. A good rule of thumb is if someone responded to you wanting information in any way, shape, or form, products, business, no matter how far along the conversation went after that, if they want information, they're interested, write their name down, and then go ahead and prepare a post for tomorrow off of the story that you've written, the little pillars that we talked about, all the different special things that make you, why you're here, where you're going, where you came from, and how you're growing. Take the time and make some story slides up for yourself for tomorrow. Make it easier on yourself going into your day tomorrow so you can spend more time in conversations than worrying about what am I going to post? And then set a goal. How many new names do you want to add tomorrow night this time to your planner? So you can set that intention of, I want to add 10 names of people who want to make income and want to join our team. 10 names tomorrow. So you're going to go into your day tomorrow thinking about who are those 10 people going to be? And it's not just, oh, I want to message 20 people, or oh, I want to put up this one post. It's the intention of serving that ideal and, you know, commitment to yourself of how you want to show up and what kind of goal you want to obtain, because we get paid to enroll customers and distributors, and you really get the benefits of growing as a leader in this business from income and also your heart your heart service by giving the same things that you do to be successful to another, and doing that in duplication in your team. When you can help someone go to the rank of Ruby and have an extra $500 a month themselves by just the same things that you're doing, and having that duplication process happen for your team, it's really special. But it starts by making that decision each day just to go for the little things that put us in place to enroll those customers and distributors. And at the end of the day, what happens to make enrollments? It's having conversations. And there's lots of ways and avenues that we can have one-on-one conversations with people, but that's where the magic is in that one-on-one conversation. And then if you're noticing that, you know, maybe you're doing these extended actions and connecting with people intentionally for, you know, a week, and it goes by and your growth of potentials and prospects for the business specifically isn't quite where you want it to be, pivot and add more. You know, maybe up your action in doing a little bit of extra reach outs in the morning. Maybe it's more host to post that you can be putting up. It's not always that the wheel is broken. Sometimes we just have to spin it a little bit more. Right. And I promise you, upping your action levels is not going to do anything but make you far more proud of yourself and how your team is developing and how you're developing as well. So I appreciate you guys so much for being on this and taking the time to learn, to grow. And I hope you find this as a really valuable resource, and we'll save this and get the recording posted and keep that board available for you. You can use it anytime you want and share with anybody who wants to have it as well. So good night, you guys. Thank you.
Bye.